Welcome back to Stoic Vibe, your space to master the art of calm strength and unshakable self-worth. If you're ready to stop chasing validation and start commanding respect, you're exactly where you need to be. Have you ever wondered why some people naturally command respect while others constantly get overlooked, no matter how hard they try? What if I told you, using timeless Stoic principles, you could become so valuable that others beg for your attention, respect, and time? Today, I'm giving you 10 powerful Stoic strategies to make them value you like never before. Let's dive straight in. Number 1 is master the art of indifference. When you stop desperately seeking approval from others, you start to truly stand out. Many people spend their whole lives worrying about what others think of them. They want to be liked, accepted, and praised. But the truth is, the more you chase approval, the less confident you seem. People can sense when you are trying too hard, and it actually makes them respect you less. Marcus Aurelius, a wise Roman emperor and philosopher, once said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." What he meant is simple. Deep down, we value ourselves. We know our own dreams, feelings, and thoughts. Yet, strangely, we let the opinions of others have more power over us than our own beliefs. This habit can make us weak and unsure. When you stop caring so much about what others think, you take back your power. You stop living by someone else's rules and start living by your own. You make choices based on what feels right to you, not what will win you approval. As a result, you become more authentic, more real. And interestingly, when you become real and true to yourself, people start noticing you. They admire your confidence and strength. They may even start seeking your approval instead. This change does not happen overnight. It takes practice to stop caring so much. Start by trusting yourself more. Remind yourself that not everyone's opinion matters. Some people will never like you, no matter what you do, and that's okay. What matters most is that you like yourself. Also, remember that many people are too busy worrying about their own lives to spend much time thinking about you. You might think everyone is judging you, but in reality, most people are focused on their own problems. When you let go of the need to be approved by everyone, you feel lighter and freer. You can take risks, follow your passions, and express yourself without fear. This is how you grow, succeed, and truly shine. In the end, the message is simple. Stop chasing approval. Focus on being true to yourself. As Marcus Aurelius showed, your own opinion of yourself is the one that matters the most. When you stop caring so much, that's when people start caring, and that's when you really stand out. Number 2 is prioritize inner excellence over outer validation. Focus on becoming excellent, not just being seen as excellent. In today's world, many people care more about appearances than real skills. They want to look successful, smart, or talented, even if they are not. But true success doesn't come from showing off. It comes from working hard on yourself, even when no one is watching. The ancient philosopher Epictetus gave wise advice: first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This means you must first decide what kind of person you want to become. Do you want to be strong, wise, kind, or skilled? Once you are clear about that, you must take action every day to reach it. Dreams and plans mean nothing without effort. Only by doing the hard work can you truly become the person you want to be. Excellence is not loud. It doesn't need to shout for attention. Real excellence quietly demands respect. People notice someone who is truly good at what they do, even if that person doesn't brag about it. Their actions, their results, and their character speak louder than any words. Over time, excellence builds a strong reputation that cannot be faked. Trying to appear excellent without putting in the work is like building a house with no strong foundation. It may look nice for a little while, but it will eventually fall apart. On the other hand, focusing on real growth, learning, practicing, improving, is like building with strong bricks. It lasts a lifetime. It's important to remember that true excellence is a private journey. Sometimes, no one will see your hard work. You may not get praise or recognition right away. But that's okay. You are not doing it for applause. You are doing it because you have chosen a higher standard for yourself. At the right time, your efforts will shine. People will respect you not because you demanded their respect, but because you earned it. And even if no one notices, you will have something even greater: self-respect and inner pride. So, focus on the important things: your actions, your discipline, your growth. Forget about impressing others. Become excellent because it is the right thing to do. As Epictetus taught, decide what you want to be, then take the steps to become it. Excellence will quietly, but powerfully, speak for you. Number 3 is speak less, say more. Words are cheap. Anyone can talk, make promises, or give opinions. But real value comes from actions, not empty words. In Stoic philosophy, there is a deep respect for silence and careful speech. A true Stoic knows that speaking is powerful, but only when it is necessary and meaningful. They believe you should only speak if your words improve the silence. In a world full of noise, endless talking, shouting, and showing off, silence has become rare and powerful. When you choose your words carefully and speak less, you stand out. People will notice that when you speak, it matters. You are not speaking just to fill the air or get attention. You are speaking because you have something valuable to say. More importantly, your actions should speak louder than your voice. What you do says far more about you than what you say. Promises are easy to make, but results are harder to deliver. If you quietly focus on your work, your discipline, and your goals, people will start to notice, without you having to say a word. When you act with purpose and integrity, you build a reputation of strength and trust. People will lean in to listen to you, not because you demand it, but because your actions have earned their attention. They will want to know the thoughts of someone who proves their worth through deeds, not just talk. In a noisy world, your silence will carry more weight than all the noise around you. It will show that you have control over yourself, your emotions, your ego, and your desires. It will show that you are not desperate for approval or attention. And that quiet confidence will make you truly powerful. Remember, anyone can speak. But not everyone's words have value. If you want to be truly respected, speak less and do more. Let your work, your character, and your results speak for you. And when you do speak, let it be like a rare and precious gift, something that adds meaning and strength to the moment. In the end, it is better to be known for what you do, not for what you say. Let your silence be full of meaning, and let your actions create an echo that speaks louder than any words ever could. Number 4 is control your reactions, not their actions. People will test you. Life will test you. Challenges, criticism, unfair treatment, all of these are part of the journey. You cannot always control what happens around you, but you can always control how you react. That is where your true power lies. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This means that much of our fear, stress, and pain comes not from real problems, but from the way we think about them. We imagine the worst, we replay insults in our heads, and we create fear where there could be calm. If we learn to control our minds, we can suffer less and live stronger, more peaceful lives. When people test you, by being rude, unfair, or difficult, you have a choice. You can react with anger, frustration, or sadness. Or you can stay calm and steady, refusing to let them shake you. Your reaction shows your strength. Losing control shows weakness, but staying calm shows mastery over yourself. Life will also throw difficulties at you. Sudden problems, failures, or losses. Again, your reaction matters more than the event itself. You cannot always change what happens, but you can always decide how to respond. A strong mind does not panic. It observes, thinks, and acts wisely. When you control yourself, you control the room. People feel your calm energy. They see that you are not easily shaken. They respect you more. In tough situations, they look to you for guidance. Why? Because in a world full of emotional reactions, a calm and steady person becomes a rare and powerful presence. Self-control is not about pretending to feel nothing. It's about feeling everything: anger, fear, sadness, but choosing not to let those feelings control you. It's about creating space between what happens and how you respond. The next time someone tests you or life challenges you, remember Seneca's words. Much of the suffering is in your imagination. Reality is often simpler and easier to handle when you stay present and calm. Master yourself first. Focus on your inner world. If you win that battle, no outer challenge can defeat you. Control yourself, and you will quietly control the room, the situation, and eventually your own destiny. Number 5 is be unavailable, strategically. Don't always be accessible. In today's world, people are used to quick replies, constant availability, and instant attention. But when you are always available, you risk losing your value in the eyes of others. Scarcity creates value. When something is rare, it is treasured. When something is always there, it is often taken for granted. A wise Stoic understands this deeply. Time and energy are two of the most precious things you have. Once they are spent, you cannot get them back. That's why a Stoic is careful about how they spend their time and who they give their energy to. They do not give away their attention freely to everyone and everything. They choose wisely. When you are too available, people may start to take you lightly. They may expect you to always be there, always say yes, always solve their problems. But if you pull back a little, not in a rude way, but in a respectful and deliberate way, you remind people that your time and attention are valuable. You show them that you are not someone who can be easily demanded or controlled. When you give them less of you, something interesting happens. They start craving more. They start to value the moments when you do give your time. They listen more carefully when you speak. They appreciate your presence more when you are around. Being less accessible does not mean you isolate yourself or become cold. It means you set clear boundaries. It means you protect your focus, your peace, and your goals. It means you prioritize quality over quantity. Fewer conversations, but deeper ones. Fewer commitments, but stronger ones. This way of living also helps you. It gives you more time for self-growth, reflection, and meaningful work. You stop wasting energy on things that do not matter. You start investing your time where it truly counts, on your dreams, your family, your true friends, and your inner peace. In the end, remember, your time and energy are treasures, not things to be given away carelessly. Value them, and others will too. Create a little distance, and you will find that respect and appreciation grow naturally. A Stoic knows, when you are less available, you are more valued. Number 6 is master emotional detachment. Do not attach your emotions to outcomes, compliments, or criticisms. When you let your happiness depend on results or the opinions of others, you give away your power. You allow outside events to control your inner peace. But a wise person knows that true strength comes from within, not from what happens around them. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a powerful reminder. You cannot always control the events in your life. Sometimes things will go well, sometimes they won't. People will praise you, and sometimes they will criticize you unfairly. But none of these things should shake your spirit. When you are attached to outcomes, you are always riding an emotional roller coaster. If you win, you feel happy. If you lose, you feel broken. If someone praises you, you feel worthy. If someone criticizes you, you feel crushed. This is no way to live. It makes you a slave to things outside your control. Instead, practice indifference to outcomes. This does not mean you stop caring about doing your best. It means you care about your effort, your character, and your discipline, not about whether people notice or reward you. You learn to act well and wisely, and then you let go of the results. This kind of mindset makes you irresistible. Why? Because most people are easily shaken by praise and blame. They chase approval and run from criticism. But when you remain steady, people admire you. They are drawn to your calm, your confidence, and your quiet power. You become someone who cannot be easily manipulated, someone who is deeply free. Indifference is not coldness, it is inner strength. You feel emotions, but you do not let them control you. You celebrate victories without arrogance, and you accept failures without despair. You listen to feedback, but you do not let it define your worth. In the end, the real goal is freedom. Freedom from the highs and lows created by other people's opinions or the ups and downs of life. When you master your reactions, you master your life. Stay steady, stay focused on what you can control, and watch how your quiet confidence will inspire and attract others naturally. Number 7 is cultivate unshakable self-respect. Never lower your standards for anyone. Your standards reflect how you see and value yourself. When you lower them to please others, you are telling the world, and yourself, that your worth depends on their approval. But that's not true. Your worth comes from within. You teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. People are always watching, even when you think they're not. They mirror your behavior. If you respect yourself, they're more likely to respect you. If you carry yourself with quiet confidence and clear boundaries, others notice. They feel your energy. You don't need to shout or demand attention. Just walk with silent dignity, and they will either rise to meet your level or fall away. When you hold strong standards in how you speak, how you live, and what you accept, you naturally attract better situations and people. Those who cannot match your standards will either grow to meet them or slowly drift away. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to stay. Your peace is more important than keeping people who don't value it. This is not about arrogance or thinking you're better than others. It's about self-respect. It's about knowing what you deserve and refusing to settle for less. When you compromise too often, you lose a piece of yourself each time. But when you stay true to your values, you protect your spirit, your goals, and your future. People may test your boundaries. They may push you to accept less, to be more flexible, or to let things slide. But if you always give in, you teach them that your boundaries don't matter. Instead, stand firm. The right people will understand. The wrong ones will walk away, and that's not a loss. That's protection. In the end, remember this: you are the gatekeeper of your life. You decide who has access to your time, your energy, and your heart. Don't give away that access to those who haven't earned it. Keep your standards high, your circle small, and your dignity untouched. When you do that, people feel it. They respect it. And they either adjust themselves to stay in your life, or they lose the privilege of being in it. That is the quiet power of self-respect. Number 8 is build, don't boast. A Stoic builds silently. In a world where everyone wants to announce their success, share every achievement, and receive constant validation, the Stoic knows that true strength comes from within. There is no need to brag, boast, or shout about every accomplishment. The Stoic understands that real power is shown through consistent action, not constant attention. When you focus on your work and let it speak for itself, you create something far more valuable than mere words. Words are easy. Anyone can say they are doing great. Anyone can claim they are successful. But actions take time, discipline, and a quiet commitment. A Stoic's work speaks volumes, even in silence. There's beauty in doing the work, day after day, without needing to announce it to the world. Every step you take toward your goal, no matter how small, adds up to something great. You don't need to tell others about every little victory. Your success will be visible in the results, in the quality of your work, in the way people look at you and recognize your effort. Your life becomes the loudest flex in the room without you ever saying a word. The person who quietly works, who doesn't need the spotlight, becomes the one who commands the most respect. They don't need to prove anything because their results do the talking. Their focus, their discipline, their determination speak louder than any boast ever could. This silent building doesn't just apply to work or career achievements, it applies to character, too. The Stoic builds their inner strength with the same quiet focus. They build patience, humility, and wisdom, not for recognition, but for their own growth. When you focus on being your best self without seeking validation, you develop a presence that others can't ignore. The Stoic understands that greatness doesn't need to be broadcasted. It doesn't need to be shouted for everyone to hear. When you act with purpose, with consistency, and without the need for praise, you create something far more powerful than any applause or compliment. You create a legacy, a lasting impact, and a life that speaks for itself. In the end, let your work, your actions, and your life be the testament to your success. Let others notice your strength, your results, and your quiet power. The Stoic's true flex is not in the noise they make, but in the silent foundation they build. Number 9 is practice delayed gratification. A Stoic resists short-term pleasures for long-term greatness. In a world constantly pushing us toward instant gratification, the Stoic understands that true success and fulfillment don't come from quick fixes. Instead, greatness is built on consistent effort, patience, and an unwavering commitment to long-term goals. While others chase fleeting pleasures, the Stoic focuses on what will bring lasting value, not just momentary satisfaction. The path of resisting short-term pleasures can be difficult. The pull of immediate rewards, the quick indulgence, the rush of excitement, the easy escape, can seem tempting. Yet, the Stoic knows that these distractions often lead to regret, while sustained effort toward a greater purpose leads to lasting fulfillment. They choose delayed gratification, understanding that what they're working toward is far more meaningful and rewarding than the fleeting joys of the present moment. By choosing this path, you will frustrate the impulsive. The impulsive, driven by short-term desires, will not understand your choices. They will wonder why you resist the easy pleasures they indulge in. They might try to convince you that you're missing out, but the Stoic remains unmoved. They see the bigger picture, recognizing that true strength lies in the ability to say no to the temptations of the moment in order to stay on course for something greater. You will also confuse the desperate. The desperate are constantly searching for shortcuts, for quick solutions, for the fast track to success or happiness. They cannot fathom why you don't jump at every opportunity that comes your way. They see the world as a place of urgent, fast-moving needs, while the Stoic sees it as a place to navigate with calm and purpose. In the face of their confusion, the Stoic remains focused, knowing that slow and steady progress will always surpass the quick, shallow pursuits of the desperate. But through your patience and resolve, you will attract the truly valuable. Those who understand the value of hard work, discipline, and long-term vision will recognize your dedication. They will respect your ability to resist the pull of short-term pleasures and stay focused on your goals. These people will be drawn to your steady strength, your commitment, and your wisdom. In the end, the Stoic knows that long-term greatness is earned through resilience, patience, and the ability to resist fleeting temptations. By focusing on what truly matters, you will build a life that is not only successful but meaningful. Number 10 is live by virtue, not by opinion. Your values are your compass. In a world full of distractions, opinions, and pressures, knowing what you stand for is what guides you. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, lived by one core principle: virtue over vanity. For him, the pursuit of virtue, courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance was the highest law to live by. These qualities were his compass, guiding his decisions, actions, and life. When you anchor yourself to virtue, you create an inner strength that cannot be shaken by the changing tides of life. Courage allows you to face challenges head-on, even when the path is difficult or uncertain. Justice keeps you aligned with fairness and moral integrity, ensuring your actions are guided by what is right. Wisdom helps you make thoughtful decisions, understanding the deeper truths of life and human nature. Temperance teaches you balance and self-control, preventing you from being swayed by fleeting desires or impulses. These virtues form the foundation of a life well lived. And when you live according to these principles, you become immovable. No matter the external pressures, no matter the opinions of others, you remain steadfast. You know what is truly important, and you act in alignment with those values. This creates a sense of calm and clarity, something that others will notice and respect. People are naturally drawn to strength, not in the form of force or dominance, but in the quiet confidence that comes from living authentically. When you prioritize virtue over vanity, your life becomes a living example of integrity. You don't need to shout about your values or try to impress others with superficial achievements. Your actions, your calm, and your consistency speak for themselves. In a world that often values appearance and superficial success, a life rooted in virtue stands out. Those who recognize the value of true strength will gravitate toward you. They will seek your wisdom, your guidance, and your steady presence. They will admire the clarity with which you move through life, unwavering in your commitment to what is right. Living by your values creates a life that is not only respected but deeply meaningful. And in the end, it is your virtue, not your vanity, that will leave a lasting impact on the world around you. Remember, those who chase validation remain empty. Those who embody virtue become magnets for true respect. If today's strategy spoke to you, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Stoic Vibe community, where we choose mastery over mediocrity every single day. And as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Until next time, stay calm, stay strong, stay stoic.